Peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Right now, I just had matter of fact, something got channeled from the higher self to talk to y'all and deliver the message of how much of the fact that it is literally our manifestation is all about what we focusing on, the words that are coming out of our mouth, you know, and the programming of our subconscious. We could manifest anything and everything. Matter of fact, there's two things that'll stop you in essence right now. One of those things could disappear in a few, but for sure one of them. One of them is the barrier of your own perception. Is your first barrier is yourself. You know, matter of fact, making that subconscious know and believe that you are a vibrational being with the magical powers of manifesting things with ease, you know. But then on a second level, what else may hinder you is the collective consciousness, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, matter of fact, that's like with the AIDS situation or with disease, where if enough of other people, got the vibration of like, oh yeah, these diseases are real and this cancer is real, you know, collectively that affects the physical reality, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the perception of most of the whole, you know what I'm saying? So in essence, that hinders. I ain't gonna say hinders, but it does. It's something to that you're up against vibrationally because because the idea of it not being real is out there so strongly, it kind of takes away from your own magic working. Now, will it stop you from actually being a magical being and knowing that you're a magical being? Nah, but it does work against it. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I said that's the one though that's gonna soon be done with, because the more we all become conscious, the more and more is gonna be able to be seen, and the more and more it's gonna happen, because it's realized and it's known across the board, across the collective consciousness. So I don't know if in this lifetime, but eventually, people we actually be able to see people flying and actually see people, you know, shoot chi balls and kamehamehas and the famous Hadouken. I had to do it. But you know what I'm saying, off of Street Fighter, if you're not familiar, you're too young if you don't know. But they still making Street Fighter. But anyway, we getting to this point where, these abilities are gonna be more out there, but something just movement is let y'all know, man, at the end of the day, you don't need any of the physical things that you think to make things happen. That's just to make your ego feel good in order for you to create more. It's almost like just being in the learning process. But please realize and understand that you can manifest anything and everything. You know what I'm saying? There are no limitations, only the ones that you place on yourself and only the ones that you gotta somewhat go against, that's in the collective consciousness, limitations that's out there in the collective consciousness. But for the most part, man, we are capable of manifesting things without having to lift a finger in essence, Matter of fact, the only thing and that's the thing, we coming from a place of thinking, oh yeah, everything hands on, only way I can make a living is physical, the only, so yes, you're working your way out of that, you know, but for the most part, you should know it and understand that, you know, get more and more away from, matter of fact, start doing less and less on your on your journey as far as manifestation. Start doing less physical things and start, operating more from the non-physical of just thinking, focusing, visualizing and affirming, And then, matter of fact, and as everything manifests, as you putting those things out there and they start coming towards you, the more all you have to do is just follow through off of the impulses, Because matter of fact, if you're meditating and keeping the mind clear, then mostly, your impulse is gonna come quick and very loudly, you know what I'm saying? That's your higher self sending you in the direction of what else you need to do. In essence, whether it be physical. Matter of fact, in most cases, the physical work is just for the most part, just going physically place yourself in the right place to be, and not necessarily like, all right, I gotta go and manufacture this. You know, everything is vibration. And the more and more you realize to break down your perception, that alchemy, what I'm saying, breaking down that subconscious, and knowing and realizing, man, that you can manifest anything and everything. There are no limits. That's basically like, matter of fact, somebody got like a little song like that. I think Usher or somebody. Uh, no limits. But anyway, I be kind of, into the pop culture, be knowing what's going on a little bit. In fact, one time that's all I was into. And matter of fact, to go into this message I'm dealing with, but the more you get into all these things and not, all this outside stuff, you need to be working on your inner self, you know what I'm saying? And working on your manifestation abilities. Usher doing this thing, Usher got it. You might, we might want to hone in on our abilities a little more. But in all realness, though, man, I just really wanted to, deliver that to y'all. Matter of fact, 'cause that came straight from spirit to just really get that one to one of just, just know. Matter of fact, too, is putting it out there so because I know the power of my influence in essence. I know that, because of how truthful I am and because of my high vibration that my information that I put out there resonate with people very, very heavily. So I wanna, matter of fact, my spirit was like, say this. So matter of fact, 'cause the more people know and understand this, the more it gets out into the collective conscious, and the more this new age, not say new age, but this beginning of the old age coming back. You know what I'm saying? But just remember that everything is a vibration, and that you're always like, is actually no physical work required at all. We're just operating with the physical work because we've been programmed subconsciously and because we've been in these physical bodies and, you know, reincarnating, forgetting that we are high beings and then reincarnating, forgetting we're high being, reincarnate, yeah, that leaves a stain, you know what I'm saying, on our consciousness in essence, on our DNA to a certain extent, but more of just a stain on our consciousness of like, like, do I really have magical powers? But nah, yes, you do. You know what I'm saying? So even though, we've been tied in this physical, matter of fact, like a bird that been caged so long and don't know what it feels like to fly and thinks that leaving the cage is a bad thing at this point because it's so used to being trapped in the cage. And that's what the thing with the abilities and why I feel uncomfortable to even believe in these things is because you've been, a human being or thinking that you are truly a human being for so long and in so many incarnations that you have forgotten your true vibrational self. So just remember, man, that we are vibrational beings. In fact, words are vibration, your thoughts is vibration, everything is a vibration. When you send that signal out, matter of fact, even the atoms, you know what I'm saying, is basically almost 90% of it is dark matter, you know what I'm saying? So that's that dark space that allows for you to create, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like the womb of the woman, as above, so below, you know what I'm saying? That darkness, from the darkness, let there be light, you know what I'm saying? From the darkness of that womb, you're allowed to create, it's that void. But just remember, in fact, just like how, and I came with that at an early time. I was like, man, AIDS is completely fake. I'm like, all diseases, because I realized that it is basically like a placebo effect. The collective consciousness and the people who lately have been influencing the collective consciousness very heavily has been influenced people to believe that, oh yeah, you ain't got powers, you're a physical being, all these diseases will kill you, and it's just basically like they doing magic work. Matter of fact, they doing, if the best way to call that would be like a pimp like magic pimping. Like real talk of magic pimping where they pimping your brain and the rest is they ain't gotta do nothing else. You on the track working for them, your brain already pimped. So they don't have to keep what they call that, over managing, micromanaging. Nah, they just plant the little seed in your brain, take away, your godlike high vibrational perception and the rest, but which they thought that was it, but nah, things have changed and this paradigm switch. As a matter of fact, the paradigm in which I'm not gonna go deep into this, but a paradigm shift is like a pair of dimes, you know. But basically, paradigms, you think about paradigms as like two circles on side each other, and that also kind of shows you too, which I'm gonna have a video with this, but like a sine wave, everything has in the universe has to deal with sine waves. And if you really look at a sine wave, it's almost like two incomplete circles on side each other, where you got one half a circle and another half a circle, of paradigms. We're going through a paradigm shift, and energies flow like that, where we go through the darker ages, where what knowledgeable, and then you rise up. And it's a cycle we move through, sine waves in essence. But yeah, it's paradigm shift. Paradigms are two sine waves, or we're really a sine wave in essence. But peace. Just remember, man, that there are no barriers. Every day, constant. Matter of fact, this is what I want to ask everyone to do, man. We gotta constantly, challenge ourselves. Not say challenge, but make sure that we are, working on our magic and alchemy abilities, working on our manifestation abilities, working on our spiritual growth, our spiritual knowledge, making sure that we moving more and more into knowing that we have these powers and not just assuming or kind of second guessing it. No, we want to move more into knowing. So, you know, I ask that everybody, step up to the plate and start practicing, moving into more, start doing less physical things and start manifesting more from the visualizations and the affirmations and the thoughts, less physical work. Let's move. Let's get this thing moving. I'm ready to do it. A matter of fact, I'm like Dog Seem that yoga flame. Boy, I was talking about yoga way back then. You didn't even know it. Right there in your face. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.